I'm Angie, and you're watching Dontaesboxingnation.
Hey, and
you know what? I'm telling you, the shark that's waiting for the Haney is Lomachenko. That's the shark waiting for Haney. But I don't think he's gonna fight Lomachenko. I don't see Haney cooperating. It's his last fight on a top rank deal. He's like, man, I ain't leaving you guys with the belt. I'm gonna vacate them and make my third fight on the top rank deal at 140 pounds, and you guys gotta go clean up all those titles. But I gotta say it. That's the white boy that would have beat you, Lomachenko.
Okay, so
now the mandatory challenger for Vasily Lomachenko's 135-pound title. Do you believe at 20 years old you're ready for that type of challenge?
I think you said his name wrong. It's Lomachenko because he doesn't want to fight me. But it's I feel like I'm ready for the fight. This is the WBC mandatory. So Lomachenko, come on, man, let's get this fight going.
A lot of guys have said they want Lomachenko. You're the next on that list.
Lomachenko.
My mistake. A lot of guys say they want him. What makes you believe that at this stage of your career, you're ready for that type of fight?
Like I said, Abdulaev was the number 2, mandatory. I went in there, I destroyed him. He was no contest for me. If I'm so easy, Lomachenko should just fight me and get me out the way.
Dontaesboxingnation, what's going on, guys? So this white boy comment that started with Devin Haney has really caused a ripple effect. The only person that it really affected was Paulie Malignaggi. It would be Paulie's response to Devin Haney saying, I would never lose to a white boy, that would ultimately get Paulie fired from Showtime. In response to Devin Haney saying what he said, Paulie came out and he said that it is now the Eastern Europeans' time. It's no longer the time of the black fighter in the sport of boxing. In other words, he's saying that now Eastern Europeans dominate the sport and black fighters are pretty much on their way out. They're on the decline. So clearly the fact that he had these views when fighters like Errol Spence, Gervonta Tank Davis, the Charlo brothers, Floyd Mayweather, Stephen Fulton, and even Terrence Crawford, who's about to fight on PBC and Showtime, clearly the fact that Paulie Malignaggi had these views while he was covering all these black guys on the network was a conflict of interest. So Showtime, instead of just firing him right away, they actually gave Paulie Malignaggi an opportunity to apologize, and Paulie doubled down and refused to apologize, and that's how he ultimately got fired. And now that I surmised everything for you guys, you got more of an understanding why Paulie would come out of nowhere, sitting right next to Roy Jones, by the way, and pointing at the camera and say, that white boy Lomachenko would have beat you. And once again, I got to reiterate, Roy Jones is actually sitting there while Paulie is saying this, and the only thing Roy does is he just says, And this is clearly why Paulie Malignaggi has Roy Jones on his show. You know, it's funny because racist people, they always think all they have to do is disguise their racism by, for example, if you have a TV show, if you have a podcast, what do? You bring a black person on the podcast with you, or you have a black co-host. For example, when it comes to HBO, they always hired the likes of Roy Jones, Emmanuel Stewart, Lennox Lewis. When it comes to ESPN, what do? They hire Andre Ward. They hire Tim Bradley. Even when it comes to the most racist network in the world, Fox News, they hire some black commentators. It's the oldest trick in the book. It's the look, I'm not a racist because I have black friends trick. But you ain't tricking the intelligent people. So with that all being said, Paulie Malignaggi, he truly feels that Lomachenko will beat Devin Haney, and Devin is avoiding Vasily Lomachenko. Even though Paulie Malignaggi, you've seen the clip that I played for you guys, he already knows that Devin Haney 3 years ago was Vasily Lomachenko's mandatory. Paulie already knows that Lomachenko elected to vacate his belt rather than fight the 20-year-old mandatory Devin Haney. And I remember it because it was right before Paulie came out of the closet when it comes to being a racist. He was talking about the whole Lomachenko vacating his belt to become the franchise champion. And Paulie Malignaggi's only response was, come on, we all knew that Devin had no chance against Lomachenko. This is exactly what he said. But if we're using that logic, why did Lomachenko fight all of the other mandatories that he fought right away, because those guys had even less of a chance, way less of a chance of beating Lomachenko than Devin Haney did. So we know what time it is. It's just amazing to me that Paulie Malignaggi, he goes from saying, you know, Loma didn't have to fight Devin Haney because we already knew what was going to happen. Now, all of a sudden, he's saying that Devin Haney is avoiding Lomachenko because he knows that he would have lost. Now, FYI, for those of you guys who didn't know, the reason why it took so long for the Devin Haney versus Kambosos 2 fight to be announced, because Devin Haney, he was waiting to see if Lomachenko would actually take the fight. As soon as Lomachenko made it clear that he wasn't going to fight Devin Haney and decided to fight against Jermaine Ortiz, that's when Devin Haney finally announced his next fight to be against Kambosos in the rematch. Devin has been trying to get the Lomachenko fight for the longest, but finally, because of the position that Devin Haney put himself in when he sacrificed everything to fly over to Australia and take less money, Devin finally put himself in a position to where he can pretty much force a Lomachenko fight. If it wasn't for Devin Haney taking the George Kambosos fight, he would have never became undisputed, and Lomachenko, he would have never fought Devin Haney. Now all roads lead to Devin Haney, and Loma really has no choice but to fight him. Devin had already said on multiple interviews leading up to the Kambosos rematch, the fight he wants the most is the Lomachenko fight because he feels that's the fight he's going to get the most credit from, and I completely agree. Not to mention Paulie Malignaggi, he also just made that point very clear. So now I'm really looking forward to seeing the Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz fight, and I want to see if this is going to be the fight that's going to be made next, because ESPN and Top Rank, they've made it very clear that they really, really want the Haney versus Lomachenko fight. So I look forward to seeing Devin Haney announce that that will be his next fight. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes,
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers,
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called Lomachenko Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to Lomachenko.com.
like them on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.